Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. In this video, I'm going to give you an update on all three of the Out of Spec Rivians because a lot of people actually ask about them. What's going on with them? Do we enjoy them? Gen 1 versus Gen 2 product. The annoying child over here, we're going to talk about that one. And Scott joins me behind the camera. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet episode because we're announcing that one of our Rivians is going to be sold here pretty soon, but also kind of cool because we have the vehicle that I genuinely will never sell. So in this episode, we're going to be discussing our Rivians, but also maybe a little bit on the backstory on what the brand means to us. Obviously, we cover all electric vehicles here at Out of Spec, but we really were able to get a huge platform. We really got that boost that a lot of channels need. When Rivians first came out in end of 21, early 22, we covered Rivian very closely. And so it just means so much to me and our brand to be able to have that early opportunity to test these vehicles. And then Scott, now that you're driving one, I want to talk to you all about your experiences with Rhonda. Yep. She's been featured a ton in Out of Spec videos. Yep. And so, yeah, it should just be kind of a fun update on our Rivian stuff. And I want to discuss R2 and what we should do with that.
Yes, I'm very excited to talk about that.
This video is brought to you by OpenVPP and Ionna. OpenVPP, a global virtual power plant for electric vehicles. See vehicles charging across the world and zoom in to see real-time charging status in what aims to be the world's largest vehicle virtual power plant. OpenVPP allows you to track charging history, energy usage, and daily trips, comparing your usage versus others, day to day and month to month. With OpenVPP, we're working together to showcase the potential of EV charging to electric grid operators. There may even be future coordinated EV charging rewards coming soon. So sign up today at world.openvpp.energy. It's completely free to join and takes under 60 seconds. And Ionna, the EV charging network brought to you by the world's leading automakers. Ionna is raising the bar on what it means to charge. We're talking a 400 kilowatt minimum nationwide network built with the customer in mind. Fast, reliable, affordable, every single time. Well, Scott, it kind of all starts here with my R1T.
Yep.
You've spent a lot of time driving this.
I have. I drove this for a couple of months before we got my car.
Yeah, that's right. I really wanted you to experience what living with an EV was like. So you actually had my Model 3 and this.
Yes.
And you can see it's turning on and turning off. Just
yes.
Phone key situation. And this is a 2022 launch edition truck. It's in the VIN 4000 range. Come around, I'll show you around it. And it is the best thing I've ever spent money on.
Yeah, you say that all the time. Why?
Yeah, well, you know, it's the Rivian's launch product, and so there was so much effort on quality and fit and finish and just capability that this vehicle launched with. That's not to say it's perfect. The charging performance is a little lackluster. The efficiency, you know, with the truck,
the range is kind of blah.
Yeah, range is not so great. But, you know, like at the end of the day, it was the one car solution that no one had been able to come out with up to this point.
Yeah.
It's track capable. I mean, it doesn't have the thermal performance, but it's fun to rip around the track. It's unbelievably great at towing. People don't talk about how good Rivians are to tow with, but I've put 11,000 plus allegedly pounds on the back of this thing, and it's handled it perfectly. I've actually put some insane loads on this truck, and it's just
it handles it with ease every time.
Just mind-blowing. It's amazing to just cruise up and down the highway with great suspension tuning. This is the best driving Rivian, and there's something particularly good about this one that I've never been able to pinpoint, because I've driven other Gen 1 R1Ts like Drew's truck.
Yep.
And Drew just had this for like 6 months or so, one of my good friends. And he says this drives better than his. And I'm like, I know, I don't know how.
It drives better than his. It drives better than mine.
Yeah,
not
it's
that
amazing.
I have a T, but yeah.
It's just like, you know, it's one of those vehicles that, you know, we've made so many videos together. It's a bit like my Model 3. You just can't get rid of those.
You're emotionally attached is what most people would say.
Yeah, I am. I love this thing. And we named it Brock. That's its name.
That's such a bro-y name.
Yeah, because it's this little truck trying to be a big truck, but clearly it's not.
But it kind of can do some big truck things.
It has some great capabilities to it. Off-road, it's amazing.
Yep.
I remember I got this truck, and what's funny is, maybe it wasn't so funny to some people at the time, but I basically found a way to get one early.
Yes.
There was a waiting list.
Yes.
Okay, and we were able to get one early. And a promise to the viewers was, okay, well, I'm getting this truck for content. I didn't know how much I was going to fall in love with it. But I said, you know, we wouldn't sell this one. At the time, you could buy a Rivian like this and make 50 grand.
Right, but you were not going to do that. This was strictly for content.
It was for content. And I think we delivered on that promise in the sense that I've made probably hundreds of videos with this truck featured in it.
Yeah.
It's just been everywhere, and it's done everything, and it's a workhorse, and it's awesome. And I love this truck to pieces. It's just been so great. Yeah, I think it's got almost 70,000 miles on it now, which isn't a ton, but keep in mind, I spread my mileage across like 100 different cars a year.
Yeah.
And this is the one I always come back to, and I'm just like, I'm home. It just feels great.
Yes.
I just road tripped this from Colorado out here to our new home in North Carolina. And you can see it's looking pretty good in there.
What color is this? This is different.
Don't love it, but it's this green interior. It's fine.
And the exterior of it, wow, that's a tough word for me to say today. The exterior of it is actually white,
Yes,
but you
this
have a
is the
wrap
color
on it.
So that's what I was going to mention. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
This truck, when I had the opportunity to get it early, I didn't get to choose the spec that I wanted.
Yep.
I really wanted a limestone on Ocean Coast R1T.
Excellent choice.
I love that color combination. Or I would have done, you know, really almost anything with Ocean Coast interior.
Yeah,
At the
green
time,
with ocean coat, anything really.
yeah. At the time, they weren't building vehicles with Ocean Coast interior. There was an issue with the wood supplier.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they were supposed to have this light color wood, and then it ended up shipping with the dark wood, because I think through their testing, the light color wood was cracking prematurely. They had some supplier issue with that. And that was just the nature of new company things, right? That Rivian was launching a brand, and they had built some extra configurations of stuff that no one had wanted, apparently. And they said, hey, you can get one early, but you got to pick a spinach omelet, which was compass yellow on green interior.
So cool.
Which was my preference, actually, or this white with green interior, but it had no off-road options. And I'm like, I live in Colorado. I want to off-road all the time.
You gotta have those options.
So I came to the conclusion that I'm like, you know what, I just need to get a truck. So I went and I bought this and I picked it up in Normal, Illinois, and it was everything wrong on the spec. I didn't want anything about the spec. I did not like the white exterior. I didn't like the green interior. I didn't like the 22-inch sport wheels. And you know what? This truck has been off-roaded on the 22s more than most people have ever off-roaded on the all-terrains. And it's been laid down on rocks, and somehow it hasn't caught on fire from a battery pack puncture.
Yeah, really impressive.
It's just been amazing. So, you know, that one sort of bad spec that I was like kind of loathing to have has turned out to just be amazing. And I do not mind the green interior as much as I first did.
It's grown on me quite a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I would never spec it.
I wouldn't, but I don't hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty, opinionated.
And the exterior, we had my friend G, who runs a shop. It was called something different. They've just renamed their shop from Test Bros to something DIY Wrap Club. And he wrapped this truck for me with a custom printed wrap.
Yeah, you got to design it, and you like this kind of geographic techie design.
I would definitely do it a little bit more intricately if I had the chance to do it again.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Yeah, I think we should, but it's amazing how well this wrap is holding up. It's been a couple of years and it's been great.
Yeah, it's been beat on.
Yeah, it definitely has been crashed into a couple times too. We should actually talk about that. So this truck has been involved with a couple accidents.
You're missing a V.
I'm missing the embossed V here. I think when I first bought it, like the week I got it, Alyssa backed it into a fence.
Yeah, I think that's what this is from?
No, that's Andreas.
Oh.
So Alyssa backed into a fence, it chipped the paint back here, but I didn't care. It's a truck. I've always treated this like a truck.
Yeah, you treat any truck like a truck.
Absolutely. It's, this is a working vehicle, and I've just loaded, I use it like a working truck, and I've towed, you can see this is all banged up.
Well, that was for me.
Okay, so then the tailgate dropped on a trailer hitch when we were shooting a electric SUV or electric truck towing competition. We had Lightning, Silverado, Cybertruck, and Rivian, and we towed over the Rockies and back with the identical Model 3 on a trailer.
Amazing. And you did that with Andreas.
Yeah, and Andreas drove this, and he dropped the tailgate on the trailer hitch, and it cracked the light, and it dented the rear tail light, or the tailgate. And then you took it through a car wash, which we should never do. Because
I thought it was okay in wrap. That's not the case. Thankfully, the wrap has survived.
I mean, it still swirls the wrap, and it's swirled, and it's a truck, so who cares, right? That's not the end of the world. But some guy in a Ford F-150 accidentally floored it into the back of the truck and then ran away after crashing into you. And we have no idea who that is or what happened.
No, that was so bizarre.
But at least you're okay. It was a hard enough hit where you were feeling it in your neck a little bit.
Yeah, but thankfully it was on video because I didn't believe that I was hit inside of the car wash. And then I had to call you and tell you I was hit inside of the car wash.
And we were planning on making a full dedicated video on that, but it was right in the middle as I was like moving out here, and you had the truck.
We mentioned it in a video, but it was just like...
Anyway, that never got the story it really deserved, because it's a crazy story. So, this thing's just had a lot of rear end impacts.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? There's another rear end impact I forgot about. I was off-roading this at one of the Colorado off-road parks, somewhere near Colorado Springs. And we got into some gnarly ruts. I mean, just absolutely insane, to the point where it ripped the bead from my tire.
No.
Because I was going in and something happened, and I can't remember, but I had like Drew's prototype wheels on that had a valve stem that got caught, and it was all bad.
That is gnarly.
And this thing was just beached in mud with a tire off a wheel, and there was only one way out. And the one way out was literally to just rip the bumper off the truck. And so I actually knocked this so hard that the bumper like ripped off, all the parking sensors came off, and I needed a new rear bumper and new parking sensors.
Oof.
And Rivian service in Denver did all that. Obviously I had to pay for it. It was like, but it wasn't too bad. It was like $2,500 for everything. That's a lot of money, but considering it's a bumper with sensors, as someone who has maybe hit people with bumpers with sensors, that's right in line. I think that sounded pretty good, actually. So, all I'm saying is we've never treated this with care. The only thing I've ever really done properly with this truck is the battery maintenance stuff.
Okay, I was about to say your battery management is
it lives
serious.
at 30 to 50% in storage, 70% for daily driving, and the occasional 85 or 100% charge before a road trip.
But you drain it immediately.
Yeah, it's never sat at 100% for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I mean, I have definitely cared for this battery pack. And you know what? The degradation performance seems to be amazing. We have to do an updated degradation test on it. But I'm rolling up on almost 4 years on this truck.
Hot dang.
It's been amazing. So this is, again, Gen 1 Rivian. It's their launch product. It's just been so great, and I can't recommend these trucks enough. They drive wonderfully, other than the half shaft ticking. There's little things, and I've documented all the servicing that I've had to go through with this truck. But in considering it's a launch product and how good it was, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about the Gen 1 R1T. That no company has ever launched with any product as good as this.
It made me want to get another Rivian.
Right. So when Rivian came out with the Gen 2 product, we had some interest in getting that on the channel for testing and reviews.
Absolutely.
And that was right around the time that you started working for us.
Yes.
And, I've known Scott for 10 years, so, it's not like a random person that I'm just getting a Rivian for. But that was at the time that Rivian launched their referral program.
Yes.
And because we have some amazing viewers who use our referrals codes, we want to turn that into content for you guys.
Yep.
And, our referral code still works. It's in the description below. So if you're buying a Rivian, go right ahead. If you don't have a friend with one, don't prioritize us over
do your friend, but if not...
If you don't know anyone, our code's down there, or if our content's helped you, would be great. And that'll be linked. We actually ended up getting your lease for almost nothing. We put the most amount down with points.
Yes.
And it came out to just a few $100 a month.
Yes, but I should mention the initial...
By the way, do we pay that?
Yes.
Because I don't... Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. I mean, they haven't repoed it yet, but I was just thinking, I don't think I've ever seen a bill go to them for this car.
Right. That's because I have it automatically linked to your bank account.
Okay. But I guess I don't look that close all the time unless something majorly is missing.
It's such a small, teeny tiny amount
that
it's not noticeable. For reference, I was a terrible driver for many years. My car insurance was more
than this. But you got that sorted now, right?
I did get that sorted. But originally, we weren't going to go with this one. I was supposed to get an LFP.
Right, so we'll get into that. But yes, I guess that's actually a good point, Scott. So I didn't think that it made sense
from a content
standpoint, from a content perspective, to get a max pack dual motor vehicles, because this is a known quantity.
Right, and this was not representative of the what most people buy. We thought most people would get a base model.
And it actually turns out that most people are getting the high-spec Rivians.
Yes.
Because they want the range,
They want the range.
charging, they want all that stuff. And you know what's been the most impressive about this? We also, actually, all three of these Rivians we've taken delivery of at the Normal, Illinois factory.
Yes, we have.
It's a tradition. We just got to keep it going.
You got to do it.
It's so cool. They have an amazing factory pickup experience that's open to anyone. And you get to drive your car away from the factory. And you can see the factory. It's such a cool thing.
It's so cool. Everybody there's so nice. You get the real live Rivian experience.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's amazing. So we thought, okay, Scott loved the Rivian, loved my truck. I thought, you know what, we've got all these points. Let's turn it into something useful for content. And we were going to get you a base R1S LFP.
Yes.
And this was right around the time that the tariffs were coming in.
Yeah,
and
we were scared of the tariffs.
Because the LFP battery's from China.
Yes.
And I thought, well, I don't want to get a vehicle that's not representative of what's going to be on sale.
Correct.
And so we ended up going just the way the numbers worked. It actually cost the same.
Yes.
We had to put more referral money towards this, but that was, free money essentially. So we put more of that towards this car.
And y'all, I was jazzed.
She was
this
so
is
excited.
what I wanted from the get-go.
Because then you got to spec it how you wanted it.
Yes,
Come on
so
in
I
here.
got the dark out package.
You got everything you could get.
Oh, it's dirty. I got Ocean Coast interior. I have the electrochromatic roof.
Nice.
I got the black paint. That was so important to me that I totally 100% regret.
But we are using it for an out-of-spec detailing experiment.
Yes.
To look at ceramic coatings and car washes and some other stuff.
I wonder if you can see it. No, you can't.
And this is, I can't remember, Scott, did we do a 2-year or 3-year lease on this? I think
we did a 2-year.
2-year. So
2-year, 15,000 miles a year.
Right.
So it'll be coming up on 1 year in May. We took delivery on May 1st.
Okay, we're over 15,000 miles.
Yeah.
How much there's on this thing now?
I think right around 17.
Oh, that's not too bad, considering we used it in the Eastern Edge and a bunch of
Yes.
other road trips, and we drove it home from the factory.
Yes.
So I think we're not going to be hit too bad on mileage, I would say.
I mean, thankfully I have a lot of other cars to choose from, although to be honest, I never want to take anything but this.
Yeah, you just like me and my truck, you just love Rhonda.
Yeah, I have a really hard time driving other stuff, and I just kind of get a little grumpy about it.
And we learned that there's a huge difference between Gen 1 and Gen 2 now, in the sense that initially it almost felt like the Gen 2s were worse. Door handles were pretty bad.
Door handles, like when I picked it up from the factory, it kind of felt dangerous on the highway.
Yeah, it had the suspension fault that they had to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, some other things. But they got it dialed in, the initial service visit. And since then, it's actually been incredibly reliable.
It's been super reliable. And
out of all the vehicles we took on the Eastern Edge, we took 7 electric SUVs from northern Maine to Key West. But keep in mind, we had to bring them from here to Maine to Key West, back to here. So 2 round trips over the entire length of the East Coast. Your car exhibited 0 problems.
Yep.
And every other vehicle that we took had at least something pop up. Maybe the Ioniq 9 didn't.
No, I think even they had an issue. It was their
the
OBD
preconditioning,
reader.
but they caused it.
Yeah.
So that's not a car fault. So
But no,
it's like,
I had zero issues.
right. So it's just like, okay, Rivian has totally dialed in that sort of user reliability. Now, that's not the case on that one. So it does seem to be vehicle by vehicle. I do see folks online complaining of real problems and software bugs.
But I will say, I mean, we've kind of driven the snot out of this thing. It's been to Moab. I've taken it camping. I tow my horses with it. I drive a bajillion miles a week. I'm rough. I don't even think about potholes or anything like that. I'm not
you've hit some major potholes in this thing. I'm surprised that it hasn't fallen apart.
So
you're right. And we really were rough on it out in Moab off-roading as well.
Yeah. And
that was, interesting.
I plan to take it to the beach this summer. I mean, there's just a lot.
So, let's run around back here so we can show everyone the R1S thing. Obviously, I'm Camp R1T all day long. And a lot of people ask R1T or R1S, Scott.
Yep.
And what's your preference?
I'm always going to be an SUV person, and this is exactly why. Dogs. I don't like dogs in back seats. I like them in the trunk of the car. And there are
air vents
here. Yep. There's a dog mode available in this, but for me, it's never a question. And then also storage. Like I said, I go to horse shows, so I also tend to sleep in my car quite a bit.
And you can camp in this easily.
I do all the time.
Yeah, that's great. And you have suspension leveling. And
so for me, I'm team R1S, but I see the argument for R1T.
Yeah, so for example, the wheelbase is longer.
Yes,
by
of
like
the T.
a lot. I don't know, 10, 14 inches somewhere. I don't remember offhand, but it's a lot longer vehicle and a lot longer wheelbase.
Yes.
And to me, it always felt like Rivian tuned their vehicles to drive on, or how they did their driving characteristic tuning was on R1T, and then they adapted it for R1S. And you feel that. This just drives like the most cohesive, amazing, comfortable
And it's not just
thing.
this one, because I've driven other R1Ts that just feel a little bit more secure.
Yeah, R1Ts always just feel more settled down on the road. The R1S is very tail happy, which I enjoy. But, you know, it's a little bit nervous on the highway, and you get a little bit more body porpoising, even in the Gen 2, because they fixed a lot of that stuff.
Yep.
But, you know, for me, I just love having the truck bed. I've got the trunk, the front trunk, which has proved to be amazing. Because, you know, I bought a diesel truck recently. I've had a Ford Super Duty. I can't put anything in that truck.
Well, let's also mention you have a gear tunnel.
The gear tunnel's amazing.
I think that's something people forget about a lot.
And it's probably
I think
full
yours
right now.
Full of stuff.
I know. Well, because I just had it for the move. Yeah, it's just full of stuff.
Oh, there's my... I've been looking for that. Great.
Okay, what is it?
It's a couch. It's an air couch.
What?
I used it camping. So front trunk, not available in your Super Duty.
Yeah, it's just so nice as a truck that you actually have a enclosed storage. And I have the power tonneau cover on this, which isn't like 100% waterproof, but
that was included in a launch edition. It's no longer included.
Everything came included in this.
Yeah.
The price of this truck was amazing. This was 75 grand. Launch edition.
Oh my God.
That's how much a new base Rivian costs. That's $76,990.
That's crazy.
So can we just Gen 1, Gen 2 stuff real quick?
Okay, Gen 1, Gen 2. Hit
Gen
me with
1,
it.
old electrical architecture, but old and reliable in my opinion.
Yes.
It just works. The sound system, the old Meridian sound system,
Yeah,
so
you got
good.
the OG sound system. I got the upgraded sound system.
It's much better on the new update. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes.
It's got some bass now.
Yeah, Kyle's a big bass guy, so
Yeah. I
you
want
feel
to
it.
blow the windows out of the car next to me.
I feel it in my jaw.
I love it. Yeah. So this is much better and now kind of acceptable. This is still better.
Yeah, it is.
This is a
so
great
grateful.
listening experience. And, you know, from a driver assistance perspective, that seems to be the big differentiator right now, where you get hands-free driver assistance in this with a future roadmap to do, you know, we experienced their level 2 point-to-point system in early beta.
Yes.
And it wasn't great at the moment, but you can see the future being awesome.
Yes.
This truck will benefit from zero of that.
Right, because why?
Well, it just doesn't use any of the same electrical architecture when it comes to driver assistance.
Right.
Different cameras, sensor suite, different ECUs. This is just not capable. Even though Rivian said that this should be capable,
It's not.
is not.
Yeah.
But there is an aftermarket driver assistance called Comma AI.
Oof. And we've made videos on our experience with Comma
Why do you say
AI.
oof? It's so good.
Well, you know, it did cause some faults in this truck.
Well, so that's the question. Was it the comma or was it the truck? To be fair, with the comma unplugged, the truck is not faulted.
Yeah, we'll have to do more testing
I'm going to plug
prove
it back
the
in.
theory.
Yeah, no, I talked to Comma about that. They said they did a bunch of testing on their side with their Rivian, couldn't really replicate it.
But we heard stories of other Rivians
Having the comma fault.
having the comma fault.
I think it's just an open-ended issue right now, which is it going to fault the truck or not? And I think a lot of people are running commas with no faults. And we were somehow in that weird batch where we did.
Well, we didn't have faults for so long, and I was like, Comma AI is so great. Blah,
And it
blah,
is,
blah.
but it really gives you some amazing driver assistance.
It really does.
And it's kind of worth dealing with the faults on startup. You just reset the truck and it's back to normal.
Yes.
I'm going to plug it in again. They
Okay.
have a new comma as well, comma 4.
Yes.
Which I did a video on Out of Spec Bits. And we'll play around with that on Ben's truck for a little bit.
Yes.
So my buddy Ben has a launch edition, or is his not a launch edition? It's
Is
just
this a
after.
launch edition?
No, I think it's not. But it's an early quad R1T.
It's still a Gen 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to run comma 4. I'll run comma 3. We'll see if we both have issues. There's an additional like 12-volt power supply that we can send to the comma as well to help avoid some issues.
Okay.
It's kind of a pain to route it, but it's doable. And yeah, so we'll play around with that. That's an open-ended topic that we've never finished
Yes.
exploring, because right around the time that happened, I moved here and I didn't drive this for 6 months
Yes.
or however long it was. Okay. Viewers know these two cars. We love Rhonda. We love Brock.
We don't love Daisy.
Daisy's not been so great.
Okay.
It's a nice vehicle. So first of all, this is a 2026, which means it has the NACS port.
Yep. So mine has CCS. So both this and that one are Gen 2 R1Ss. The only difference is that mine has CCS. This is NACS.
Exactly, yes. And the reason I got this car, Scott, was actually I wanted, in full transparency to the viewers, I wanted to do a giveaway.
Yes.
And I wanted to say, hey, let's get a new Rivian in. Let's develop a merch line. And let's run it through testing and then do a giveaway.
Yep.
And guess what? Never happened.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Yes.
Giveaways, there's a lot of legal stuff that goes into it.
Which we pretty much had gone down that path and solved all of it. There's some great companies out there that help with that, and we engaged them, and we were going to do all of that.
Yep.
And we also really just suck at merch.
Yeah.
You can't just do a giveaway where someone buys a ticket and enters to win.
They have to buy an item.
They have to buy an item because we are not a nonprofit. That's the kind of legal stuff.
Yes.
Where like when we advertise for CCAN or something like that, right? Their action funds are able to purchase a ticket to enter a giveaway.
Correct.
We can't do that.
Correct.
Because of how we're set up as a business. So we would have to sell you an item, produce the item, and then on that margin of profit, then cover the cost of the vehicle. Now, the good news is I didn't get this vehicle for free, but I used referral points towards the vehicle.
Yes.
So our risk was going to be less. That's why I decided to do it that way.
Yes.
The problem was we were doing a giveaway around the time we were advertising other giveaways. The ticket sales weren't going as well as we were thinking, and we just kept scratching our heads like, wow, we're not really that equipped to do it, and this is a lot of risk.
Yeah.
Even though we had to spend a lot of money and recoup a lot of money.
Yes.
I just didn't know if our viewers were going to show out for it,
You were pushing for it, and I was kind of going like, business-wise, I don't know if this is great. So we ended up not going down that route.
Right, and we ended up keeping it, actually.
Yes.
So the giveaway should have already happened last year if we were going to do that. So you know what has happened with this is we wanted to get the cheapest R1S in with the LFP battery.
Yes.
We discussed the China tariffs. Rivian kept offering the LFP battery. And this is a vehicle that they claim you can 100% charge every day. It's 259 miles of EPA range, and it comes with almost everything you could possibly want. The driver assistance is included right now still. Right, and it looks nice in there. And this is really cool, Scott, because this is literally a zero option R1S. It's on the base wheels with a great 34-inch all-season tire. It's more like an all-terrain.
Yeah.
I really love this wheel and tire package. I think the Goodyear tires that came on this are amazing.
They're great.
Really, really nice job to them. And, it still can tow 7,700 pounds. And I have towed with it a bunch.
We tow our battery trailer with it all the time.
It's right over there.
Shout out to the Charge Rigs.
Shout out to Charge Rigs. That's what's normally on the back of this Rivian. The problem really is the range, though. You kind of need that battery trailer when you're towing with this.
Yeah, you really, really do.
So here's the problem. This is a LFP battery pack that should have about 95-ish kilowatt hours of usable capacity.
How much have we been pulling?
We've been pulling about 85 kilowatt hours of usable capacity.
Yes.
And that is not due to degradation. That is due to an imbalance in the pack.
Yes.
Now, I did a video on Rivian's LFP calibration months ago, or last month maybe, I don't know. And they issued a software update where they said, hey, you've got to full charge it multiple times for it to calibrate at 100%. I did that. We ran a range test. We got 85 kilowatt hours. It did 180 miles at 70 miles an hour.
Yes.
I was like, there's no way a $80,000, $77,000 electric SUV is doing 180 miles at 70 miles an hour. We looked at how many kilowatt hours we pulled out of the battery. I called Rivian. I said, there's got to be something wrong. They're like, your battery is still not calibrated. Crazy. So I went through and I charged it up to 100%, another 6, 7, 8 times. I don't remember how many.
We did it a lot.
Did it a lot. 100% jamming it every time. I just sent it out on another range test. We only gained about a kilowatt hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it's now 86.5 kilowatt hours, and it did 190 miles.
Yes. And then didn't we get a text message?
Then we just got a text message from Rivian saying, hey, your battery's still not calibrated. You've got to 100% charge it. And I'm like, guys, I've been 100% charging this thing.
It should have calibrated by now. That's insane.
So frustrating because I just want to run it through the range test. God.
Right. And give an accurate result. And that's what we were really struggling with.
Yeah, and I want that battery capacity back.
Yes.
Timon and I had to go to the Richmond airport. It's literally 80 miles. It's 160 miles round trip. We left here at 100%.
Yes.
It's cold. We were boogieing. Okay. We made it there with 35%.
Insane.
And then we had to precondition, warm up the battery, which takes more juice, charge for 30 minutes just to make it back here.
That's so crazy.
What's wild is your car genuinely has 360, 370 miles of range.
It's incredible.
It goes so
I use
efficiently.
it all the time.
And the combination of a Rivian on all-terrain tires or all seasons, whatever, wheel and tire makes a huge difference.
Yes,
Paired with
huge difference.
the small battery, paired with that small battery not even giving you full capacity, This thing is almost unusable to leave town.
Yeah, it's like, I almost would just take the i3.
Well, no, it's not that bad. But here's the thing. I bought this thinking, hey, I'm a huge proponent of LFP. I think it's great from a durability perspective. I love the idea that even if I 100% charge this car, it's going to be equivalent to like yours at 60 or 70% state of charge,
Yep.
Which is what you charge it to every day. So my theory was your daily range is going to be pretty similar between these two.
Right.
It's just worked out not to be the case in the real world. And it's worked out where this has given us a ton of battery calibration issues, and it's just been so poor on the range.
Yeah, it's been painful.
It's been pretty painful. And for a vehicle that costs this much money, it needs to just work, first of all, and it needs more than 95 kilowatt hours.
Yes.
It might be better, though, if you option the aero wheels, which you can.
Somewhat better. Not a lot, but I will say, like, I definitely notice.
Like a pretty big difference, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I really think the wheel and tire differences are not reflected well in the EPA test. And at highway cruising, the difference between that wheel and tire and this wheel and tire, big difference. So the EPA difference is 259 miles in its current form.
Okay.
And then it goes to 270 with those.
Okay.
Which is only 11 miles.
Yeah.
But I bet it's more like 30.
Okay, in real world.
I would think so.
Okay.
So I really think that's a major difference there.
Okay.
But it felt a little bit weak on that.
Yeah.
There. So then we got to, okay, well, what else do we like or dislike about this? Hands getting cold there, Scott?
Yeah, I'm so sorry to the viewers
back up.
that
Let's
I'm
stand
shivering.
in the sun.
Yeah, let's just take a peek
And
back.
I can take over the camera.
Yeah, if I could put my hands in just for a quick moment. They're like purple.
Oh my gosh.
Freezing.
You can stand in the sun. We can move back this way.
Thanks.
Okay, so the silver Rivian, it actually has been great to drive.
Yes,
it drives
drove
better than yours.
Better than mine.
Yes.
Yes, and that's hard to portray in a video, but again, mine had some of that like nervousness, and I don't know if that's from the performance pack or we think it's actually from the tires.
The tires,
themselves.
yeah, because we put yours.
Swapped.
Yeah, we put yours on all terrains.
Yes, and it drove great.
It really did.
Yeah.
So I think there's something wrong with the tires that are on your car.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's fine. I mean,
we're
it's not
gonna,
the end of the world.
delaminate them eventually.
Yeah, we'll slide them around out here. We actually have some hand cooks going on your car.
Yes.
I think we have a really cool deal to showcase some of their efficiency SUV truck tires. So
thanks for getting that done.
Yeah, that'll be kind of fun. And yeah, so I think we'll shred your tires in preparation.
Yes, I think we should.
That'll be really great. So at the end of the day, Scott, we have too many Rivians here.
We do. So,
or at least too many Rivian R1s.
Right, because we need to make room for R2.
Well, that's the thought. Should we get an R2? Because we have to do a video on this, but there's GLC electric,
yes.
There's BMW iX3,
yep.
Volvo EX60,
yes.
and Rivian R2, all launching in the same category.
Yes.
And we can't get all of them. We can't afford that.
We cannot get all of them. I don't know. Every single one of my friends who is not a car person, not an EV person, and they find out that I drive a Rivian, they're like, oh, I'm waiting for R2. Oh, I'm waiting for R2. My family, everybody wants an R2. I feel like anybody I talk to wants an R2.
And what's crazy is because it looks so much worse on the specs compared to EX60, iX3, GLC.
Yeah.
But it's the one that captures the heart. And I think a lot of that is because how good the R1s are. These are genuinely desirable, fantastic vehicles. We give them crap for little bugs here and there. There is no better daily driver than a Rivian, other than maybe Tesla with FSD.
Yeah, honestly, just the experience and what, the company is all about, and everything is just better.
Yeah, they have the right image, they have the right quality.
They have that, adventurous forever and all of that cool marketing stuff and hoodoo, voodoo, whatever.
It kind of works.
It works. And I am the target audience, and so are my friends and the people in my sphere. So yeah. So do we get an R2, or if not, what would you want to get?
Well, yeah, we should definitely have that conversation. Should be an upcoming video. I'm leaning towards an R2.
Yes.
But one thing is for sure is we have an extra R1. We have that silver one. And that's going to go towards whatever vehicle is coming next.
Correct.
And so that is why we are selling Daisy.
Bye, Daisy. I don't ever have to see you again.
Actually, so I'm kind of sad about it because
Really?
Well, my truck was in Colorado. This is what I used as my daily driver around here.
Around here, yes. You weren't doing long commutes, but you were going to Starbucks and,
Right, I had 50 miles a day,
Roadhouse.
something like that. Yeah. Where this really sucks is when we have to go from the track into the city, because we're about 100 miles away from Raleigh.
Yeah.
So it's about a 200-mile day if you
Yes.
want to go into the city. And this just could not do that. Regardless if I was at 100% on the highway, it could never do it.
I got here at 0% a couple times, and it was nervy.
And then it started having
do that, by the way.
Well, then it started having the calibration issue where 6% became 0%.
Yeah, just not it.
Yeah, so clearly this is the one that needs to go. And CarMax is buying it.
Yep.
And they actually are giving us $60-something thousand for it.
Yep, they are.
Yeah, it was 64, but then we kept it a little while. It's going to be maybe 62.
62 is kind of what I'm thinking.
Don't know, but that's pretty good money.
Yep.
And that should go directly towards R2, iX3, GLC, something like that. Something that will give us
GX60.
more relevant content.
Yes.
Because, Scott, we've done everything we need to do with this. We've done
Yes.
charging tests, range tests, 10% challenge. The list goes on and on.
And that is the point of getting these cars for content. We make the videos and then they move on. So we don't just have a garage full of, nice, brand new, usable cars that somebody else could have.
We just can't afford to keep everything forever.
That's insane.
So this one's got to go. And it's been great, and it's been a real learning experience because I came into this experience thinking this is the one everyone should get. The LFP is all you need.
We said that in videos so many times. We were like, oh, most people do not need that.
Right.
Like most people, you're doing the grocery run, the school run, whatever. We were like, we pushed
Because on
this
paper,
hard.
the range seems good, the
Yep.
features seem good, and
The
it does
price.
drive well. It's got all that.
Yeah.
It's just honestly, the range kills it.
It's atrocious.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
And that paired with the calibration issues, I'm just like, you know what? If the battery's not even going to be a functional battery in this car, I can't even test it because
No.
the battery isn't representative because it's
Right.
out of calibration. It's got to go.
Yes.
So that one's going.
Bye. So,
Daisy.
This is it.
My truck, never going to sell it.
Never, ever.
This one is the best thing ever. And Rhonda, what are you going to do at the end of your lease? You've got another year and a bit with Rhonda before it's time to give it back. Mm-hmm. Are you going to keep it? Are you going to get another Rivian? I mean, I really think, another Rivian could get real expensive, Scott, unless some of our viewers use the referral code.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I want to keep it. It is my intention to keep it. It's my favorite car.
Really?
It's spec'd out. Yes.
It's had a rough life.
It's had a rough start, but that's not definitive of her future.
So she can go through a rehab program.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just attached. But again, I went from a very basic Mazda CX-5 to this, and it's been such a treat.
So what if there's R1 Gen 3 with high voltage and crazy charging and all of that?
If there is R1 Gen 3 that would have point-to-point, hands-free.
Well, your car's capable of that.
Are we sure?
Yeah, that's
it doesn't
what they
have
said.
LiDAR.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The LiDAR cars won't even see a benefit.
But they also said that this one would be able to.
Yeah, don't trust manufacturers.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust them. So if a Gen 3 R1 product comes out, then I will start, smashing my piggy bank because maybe then I would upgrade. But I really like my car. So I will be sad if I need to give it back. But I'm also not made of money, so.
Right, and the out of spec portion was just for the lease.
Yes.
So the rest is on you.
Yes.
Okay, could get really interesting. So with that said, Daisy's going to be leaving us. The LFP turned out to actually be worse than expected.
Yes.
But it's still a nice car. It's just the battery stuff is driving me crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that it's not just specific to our LFP. Other LFP drivers have gotten the text message of your battery's not calibrated. You need to do this.
Right, it's across the board.
So, maybe take what we said earlier in videos with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we got it. Because I was like, hey, is this really the one to have? Because the price seems pretty good for what you get.
Yes.
And just turns out you got to go max pack. Go for capacity. There's no replacement for displacement. No replacement for big capacity. The lights are doing some weird, funky stuff on it.
I know. Oh, is it doing the...
Yeah, but it just did like a weird random big flash.
Well, let's get it to CarMax.
So the reason we're selling it now and not just trading it on R2 is the value of that vehicle is still pretty good right now.
Yes.
And we have done everything we need to do with it. So that's why that's going. And we'll see what happens with Rhonda. But at the end of the day, that is the update on our 3 Rivian R1s.
Yes.
I think there's a very high likelihood R2 will be coming to the family.
I think at least even for a little bit.